My name is Nirupa Kashyap, and I'm based here in Melbourne, and also have an extensive background in financial services. I had literally a dream job that I wanted. I found it, I manifested it, and I got it. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long due to company going into liquidation. I'll be very open about it. Company went into liquidation. And I was pretty confident at that time, based on my skill sets, that I will get a job within a week or two. 7-8 months passed, and I still didn't have a job. And I was applying, and I was doing whatever I thought was right. And at that point, being a mother of 2 kids, needing to pay the bills, needing to survive, and needing a job out there, and everything I looked at LinkedIn would say, 300 applications, 500 applications, and that just took my confidence away from me. My expectation was, when I looked at the content and framework and things like that, at that point I was thinking, I need somebody to help me to get a job. And let me make it very clear, I did go on this journey with 2 other companies, and they were career accelerators or career coaches. I can't even remember what they were, but anyway, they helped with the resume, they helped with my LinkedIn, and they gave me a cover letter. And we had probably 1 session of how to do an interview. So, but that didn't lead me to anything. So when I joined this, I had a clear expectation of what I wanted. I wanted someone to obviously not go for an interview for me. I mean, if they did, that'd be great. But it was more so in the terms, I needed to change. I needed somebody to change and tell me what's happening in the marketplace. I was very narrow vision. I was just looking at job applications on LinkedIn or Seek. And that kind of demotivated me, because when I see about 500 people applying, I did not know how it all happened. So my expectation at the point was, I needed someone to help me out of this rut and help me build my confidence and start looking at what is it, because I got confused at this point. What is it I wanted? Did I want to go back into, the type of role I was, and I was desperate because I needed a job. So it was all too much happening, affected my mindset, affected my health and all of that. And I knew I couldn't do it on my own. So that's what I was looking for when I joined. So I heard of it, but never knew how it actually worked. And with your guidance and your persistence, I was able to actually work out what my passion is, what it is that I like doing. And that kind of calmed me down a bit, because it was like, okay, I had to make some decisions at that point, but I still struggled to make decisions. But using the Ikigai, using Braintree's support, in terms of saying you don't need to go down one path, if I want to do a job and I had a passion. So we talked a lot about that, and I was able to use the information from Ikigai, information from Braintree, support and guidance, that I actually stepped out of the zone and actually reset, if I could use that word. I actually reset my mindset. I reset what I was trying to do, what I was trying to achieve, and broke that down. That helped me to actually progress further. Where do I start? One, most importantly, I found a community. I'll put that right on top. I found a community of like-minded people. People are all at different stages. There's different age groups in here and things like that. So found a community, found a place that I could actually be vulnerable and say to Braintree, hey, today I'm feeling this, or today I'm trying to apply for this job. And there were questions that I hadn't thought of. And was able to discuss those things. And in quite a few of the jobs that I was going for, I didn't apply for it, because it when we had the conversation, the dialogue, it cleared my mind. So that was really important, that I could pick up the phone and just ask for that help at that point. I didn't have to wait for days and weeks to say the next session is on this day. That support and guidance is not something you get every day. And I literally could pick up the phone at 5 in the evening or 8 in the morning and say, can I talk to somebody about this, please? And it happened. So community was just on top of it. Number 2 is the honest feedback that I got. And again, I'll be very vulnerable. My LinkedIn, my resume, all of these things. We went through it with a fine-tooth comb as to what it needs to look like, what is important, what's in the market at the moment, what people are looking at. Those are things I didn't know. I thought I did, because I did pay a fair bit of money with a few other companies to try and get that right. But I did not know a lot of things, like how AI does the tracking of your resume, whether it's AI readable or whatever it's called. So those were the sort of things that I learned through this. The honesty, trust is the most important thing, and that came across very, very early in stage. And so your ability to read people, Venkat, I think you learned me very quickly, and then there's other people who are different, so you don't have one size fits all. It's very customized, and you really know the individuals in your team, in the community. And what I really admire the most is that you actually respect the level of whatever level they are at, or we are all at, and you actually talk to us at that level. So the one thing that stands out from you is you don't use the same one size fits all. The other thing is you are continuously looking, and you continuously remember who is networking, what is out there, and when you do something of value, that the commitment that you have for the people in this community, and your knowledge of the market is something I actually haven't encountered before this, where you are, and you're very open, you share everything, like whatever you present, it's out there for us to use and reuse and reuse. It's not like, all right, you've come to this session, this is the end of it. I've spoken to you once, that's the end of it. It's the continuous support that you give. And that really stands out. That's not something you do see out there, because you have a program. The program has a start date, it has a finish date. On the finish date, we get all the very best, and that's the end of it. Whereas this program just doesn't seem to end. There's training after training, and when we need something else, then we'll come to you. So that's truly has stood out. Very clear platform at that point as to what I wanted to do. So yes, I'm still working 9 to 5. But at the same time, I was also studying for my mentoring and coaching things. And I was all over the place. It was very, very, overwhelming for me. So I was doing a little bit of everything, full of nothing, gaining nothing, and just stressing out about it. Working with you, when you dissected it for me and you said, why are you stressing over that? Focus on one thing. And then you kind of sort of stepped me step by step. Then afterwards, I realized you never made me feel inadequate, but you kind of gave me the progression step, let's work on this bit here. So which we did. I got the job. Then it was like, oh my goodness, should I be taking this job? It doesn't meet my financial income, sort of thing. And then we talked about that, how we can work with that. So being able to step back and having that guidance, and just someone to bounce the ideas, like if I do this, what could happen? That really helped me to sort of get out of the fear factor and start actually taking action. And before that, I wasn't taking action, I was just panicking. So started taking action from that point of view, where yes, got the job, yes, started studying, yes, I'm now certified as a neurotherapist, transformation therapist. And all of these things, I wasn't doing it before because I was so busy just stressing. So, and now I'm able to do a full-time job. I'm so much better as a mum at home with my kids as well, because I'm not stressed. And at the same time, I can do my studies and do, my other things, my other passion that I've got for voluntary work and all that. So I can do all of that without the stress. At a job, I can only talk about my experience. My answer is yes. Because there's so much of support. The right job will come at the right time with the right amount of effort. If delivered more than what I expected. I'll be brutally honest. It delivered more. I did not expect to learn, what are the some of the software that's out there, which are the cheaper ones. And you made it very. I didn't have to do the research. I'm quite lazy when it comes to doing research. So you sort of, I know you told me which ones to use, which ones, are free, which ones I have to pay a little bit. but you customize it to what I needed. Like, the classic example was me writing notes in about 5 different books, and it's everywhere, sort of thing. And then, we came up with, why don't you use whatever technology that was, and the fact that you go and find the prize and you come back and sort of, and those little things help so much in terms of organizing myself, making sure I'm doing, and in terms of, the NLP, and in terms of using ChatGPT and all these technologies out there. There's so many. It's really mind-boggling and overwhelming. I literally could not work it out. And those little things really helps in getting, either it's interview styles, or using NLP, or how to greet, people that who are interviewing me, and things. And they're things that I already knew. I'll be honest, they're things that I already knew, but it reinforced and helped me to use it again, because it was stored somewhere in the back of my head. But once we talked about it, it was like, hey, of course you knew that. Use it. So yes, I was going through challenges within the organization, and there were things that I needed to deal with or manage. And I thought I was pretty good at, people management and dealing with that, but I was struggling. So I don't know if you recall, but we had long conversations about it, about the individual and what was happening in the environment. And because I was in it, it was very hard for me to sort of step back and manage it. And having those conversations with you, being able to have this dialogue of pouring everything out, like what I'm doing, what's happening to me, how it is affecting my health, all of that really helped. Those dialogues really helped me to not only request to manage the person that I was dealing with, but to be able to move out of the team. And interestingly enough, if I can say so, I have a really good relationship with that person now. And that was a lot to do with what we talked about. And I think at that point, we were probably talking every second day. I was like, this is where I am. I really need help. So yeah, it's something that the environment that's created, it feels like a safe space, and not feels like, it is a safe space that I can say as open and as vulnerable as I want to be. And we discuss the issue, not the person, not me, not anyone. We actually discuss the issue. And that makes it really, really easy to then go and implement or use the techniques. I've already recommended the program to others, so yes. And in future, absolutely. And I have been asked the question, like, why somebody with your background in management and your background as a mentor and a coach, why do you need a business coach? My answer goes back, if the president of US needs a mentor and a coach, if Tony Robbins needs a, we all need it. And it is something we don't value as much. So I think if anybody is looking for somebody as a mentor, as a coach, as a, career directions, that sort of thing, you don't only talk about just the resume and the LinkedIn and Seek. So that's where the differentiator is. It's a lot more than that. It is like running a classroom engagement where we talk to each other, we bring out the problems, we share, we network, if one individual is going through something, we all get involved and give a feedback to that person. Hey, why don't you try this? Or what sort of job are you looking for? It's a great community to be in. Do it. Just do it. What have you got to lose? If you want to see change, you got to change. You have to invest in yourself. And I think Warren Buffett might have said the best investment is when you invest in yourself.